Hey y'all. So I just want to talk about this real quick. It just ran across my mind and I just want to talk about it before I forget about it. I think it's somewhat important, not that big of a deal, but something I would like to discuss. When I listen to people talk about financial literacy, financial planning, investments, it's unfortunate that I really don't listen to a lot of black people. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not that they don't know what they're talking about. I have to keep hearing about black people being compared to white people, black people being compared to Asians, black people being compared to Hispanics, which is a culture. But I get what they're saying. Or black people being compared to Mexicans, which is once again a type of nationality, a culture, and all different kinds of different looking people are Mexicans and Hispanic. But I understand their point. They come from a different culture and brought up in a different way than Black Americans. Think about financial planning and about let me find the term, financial planning and just generational wealth, regardless of, I guess, whatever the complexion is. It's different from Black Americans. So I guess that's what they're trying to say when they say Hispanic. Okay. But anyway, um, I don't really, I mostly, here's what I notice because I am over um, being compared and listening to about white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, and what everybody else is doing right and what black people are doing wrong. I'm gonna tell you something. A way to elevate a group of people, and trust me, this video is not to elevate black people or the black collective because that can't happen. It's just not going to happen because people individually have to work on changing their mindsets. And I'm going to tell you something that takes a lot of hard work. That takes a lot of inner work because they have to go into what controls their reality, and that's the unconscious, which is 90% of their actual brain. That's what the 90% that people not using. And a lot of people don't want to, especially black people, don't want to put in that type of work to change their mindset and their reality. So my messages are never to uplift the black collective. Now, it is to maybe uplift the people who can get it, though, specifically black women, because that's what my messages are mostly for. But I just want to say, you know, a lot of the videos I've listened to, mostly are, and even seminars are, led by um, white people and non-black people because they just talk about financial planning. They just talk about investments. They just talk about different things, different options. They're not trying to bring up another group of people. Why would you bring up another group of people? Why do that? Why constantly remind a group of people that they are messing up? Why constantly do that? You know, that's like constantly saying to somebody, "Oh, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat." We'll be like this person. We'll be like that person. That's being in a group, a singing group, and say, "Well, practice on your singing so you can be like this girl next to you, or so you can be like this woman next to you. Well, work on your dancing so you can be just like this person next to you." I don't care for that, and I don't um I don't listen to a lot of black people who speak about financial planning for that reason because I don't want to get into having to hear what another group of people is doing better than the group that I come from. I don't want to constantly hear that. I know it's real. I mean, I do realize that the black collective have made some horrible decisions. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't made bad decisions, but we all know that. Why constantly be reminded? I don't even, why constantly have to be reminded that everybody else is doing better? Bec- you know, so that's my point. This is just something it was just ran across my mind. It's not really a big deal. But you guys tell me when you want to hear about financial literacy, if you're into it. I'm trying to get more and more into it because my last video was you have to seek your own liberation. Energy flows where attention goes. People who complain about money problems because they don't care about what they do with their money. They don't respect money. That's why people respect money. Money will respect you. Okay. Um. So anyway, that's the reason what inspired me to make this video, because I've been getting more and more into financial planning, and more into investing. Uh, and really, really building a relationship with money. But I don't want to hear it from a group of people that's going to constantly talk about what white people are doing better, what Asians are doing better, what Hispanics are doing better. Why continue to bring those people up? Why continue to do that? The problem with black people is a mindset. If they had a more of a wealth consciousness, see, if you want to help black people come out of that stage, um, they need to change their poverty consciousness. And that poverty consciousness is more than just about money. It's about the way they feel about themselves. Black people have a problem with self-hate. The problem with black people and their generational wealth is it's not so much of financial literacy problem, it's a lack of self-love. They don't have self-love. You get a group of people with self-love, um, then you will see them improve in different areas of their life. But just financial literacy by itself and black people, it's not the issue. They don't have the knowledge, but they don't have the will to want to do better. And the reason why they don't have the will to want to do better is because self-love. So maybe that is something that needs to be given to them as an option, okay? Instead of constantly doing these financial videos and constantly compare them to white people. I never thought it was fair to compare black people to white people. I honestly, and I'm not no race hustler. I mean, anybody who's used to my channel know that I'm not a race hustler. But I actually never thought it was fair to compare black people to white people when it comes to finances. I honestly never thought that was fair, because to be honest with you, yeah, black people have many opportunities. I hate to say under this system, but under this system, black people still have lots of opportunities. But make no mistake about it, it still ain't gonna be like other groups of people, especially white people. It's just a fact, okay? So I never care for comparing black people to white people. I never care for that. When you look at when I look at Asians do seminars or teaching about financial literacy, I don't see them compare themselves to the Jews. I don't see them comparing themselves to the Arabs. You see, I don't see any other group of people comparing themselves when they talk about finance. I don't see whether the Arab or wherever the Indian, wherever they are coming from, I don't see these other groups of people comparing themselves to other people. Even like folks who come from third world countries, they just work on rising. They work on elevating. They're not comparing themselves to any other group of people and constantly tearing themselves down and talk about how, oh, Europeans are better. I don't see them doing that. And a lot of these people are in third world countries, and they still don't do that. It's because they have more self-love. I mean, it's nothing wrong with learning from people who has it down to a science. It's nothing wrong with learning from that group of people. But don't always just compare yourself to them, because you are your own person. Don't ever compare yourself to another person. And I'm going to make another video about how people talk about how black women need to be like Becky Moore. Black people can't pull off, black women can't, I understand the concept, but black women really can't do everything that Becky does and get away with it. Black women, to be honest with you, have to be more strategic than Becky, because Becky get away with a lot. Becky get away with murder, and black women can't even say that she's upset. Becky can have a nervous breakdown in front of everybody, and a black woman is not allowed to do things like that. So, in my opinion, black women have to be more strategic than Becky. Okay, but that's another topic. I don't want to go off into that tangent. But anyway, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, I was just thinking about finances and how when black people, when they talk about finance, how every other group of people come up as being better than black people, but it's not because they necessarily know more, which, yeah, it's true. But the problem with black people is just a lack of self-love, a lack of pride in self, a lack of just wanting to, it's inner, it's inward. The problem with black people is inward. It's with them, each individual person, not so much that they don't have the education. Okay, that's why so many of them. That's why you have the highest STD rates. That's why you have so many um, statistics. The highest of the worst statistics are on black people because it's a serious lack of self love. Okay, not so much because the education is not there. But anyway, let me know what you think. And like I said, I'll end like I started. Just comparing yourself to other people. You can know that somebody else can is more skillful at doing something than you can, and you can learn from them. You can take notes from them, but constantly comparing yourself to them, I don't think it's necessary. But with that said, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon.